Okay, so I'm going to show you how to solve a system by elimination. And the first thing that I noticed when I saw this system is that things are not in order so that I can do this well. What I want is for both equations to be in this form. I want it to be where it's some number x plus or minus some number, I'll call that b, some number y equals my some number, right? Plus or minus, whatever the sign is, okay? So that's the form that I want this to be in, and if I notice this guy right here is not in that form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move stuff around the equal sign. So this is my little double check this here. This is my equal sign, so I'm going to put in a little dash line. I want it to be my x term, and I want it to be my y term, and then I want it to be my number term, like in that order. And if I remember the rule that I can move things across that equal sign or that dotted line as long as I change the sign when I move it. So I'm going to move this x term over here in front of the y term because I want it to be xy. So that's going to go there, and then I'm going to move this just number term, I'm going to erase this just number term over here. And when I do that, I'm going to change those signs. So I'm going to change to green and go, when I move my 6x over, it's negative 6x. This y term, I'm going to keep that yellow. This is going to stay right where it was. So I'm going to rewrite that as a negative y. And then my equal sign is going to come over here. And I'll make this orange so I can see it. When I move my 10 over, it should be a positive 10 when I move it to the other side. I want those lined up so that I can see that I've got my x terms, so it should be my x terms, and then my y terms, and then my number terms with my equal sign between my y terms and my number terms. So if you don't have things in order, elimination doesn't work. You got to put things in order. So that was the first thing I needed to do, and I'm going to do a system between these two equations because they're both lined up accurately. When I do this, I notice that these two terms here, if I add these two equations together, are already opposite signs and the same variable, so when I line them up and I add them together, they will eliminate. So these ones are going to eliminate because a positive y and a negative y is no y. So I go 5x minus 6x, that's going to be negative 1x. And this is going to be negative 10 plus positive 10 is 0. And then I divide by negative 1 on both sides. And I get x equals 0. Well, that's my x term. I need my y term. So I pick an equation. It doesn't matter which one. I'm going to choose we'll choose this one. We'll say we're going to choose that guy. This guy. This one looks a little smaller numbered. We'll choose this one up here. And I'll say 5x plus y equals negative 10. And I'm going to plug my 0 in for my x. So this number goes in here. And I will say 5 times 0 plus y equals negative 10, which is 0 plus y equals negative 10. So y equals negative 10. And that's my system.